Hi, I'm Laura and this is Trilogy. If you didn't know, last week on March 3rd, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii U and Nintendo Switch. So, in honor of this, I decided I will do The Legend of Zelda book tag. So this tag was created by L'Oreal Kitty Books. I will link her original video down below because she didn't do every single game in her video. I took some questions from Jackie Vlogs here, so I'll link her video for this tag down below also. Now that I've established it, let's get right in. The first question is for the classic, the original, The Legend of Zelda. And the question is, your favorite classic. Honestly, I'm not totally in love with any specific classic, but if I had to pick, I would pick All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. I actually did a group presentation on this book in my English class, and the topic I focused on was PTSD, and I actually found different passages in the book demonstrating different symptoms from PTSD, which was both interesting and depressing. Number 2, The Adventure of Link. A sequel that was just as good, if not better than the original, so the one I'm picking is definitely better. You might have heard of this book, it's fairly popular, Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. To be completely honest, I did not like the first book in the series. I was promised a ruthless assassin, and the first book gave me a hashtag relatable teen girl, and it did not focus on the trials that were in the back of the book. The description on the back does not actually fit what the story focuses on. The main plot became a subplot. However, since I got both books for Christmas, I kept reading Crown of Midnight, the sequel. And at first, Crown of Midnight, I was still waiting for the assassin mood to kick in. But then, a certain point in the story just sets it off, and I'm like, yes! Finally, the assassin I was promised, the action I was promised, and I was all on board. Number 3, A Link to the Past. A book you consider revolutionary. So, to be honest, I haven't read any books I would consider revolutionary, but if I had to pick one, which I do want to read, but I have not read it, I would probably pick Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. As far as I know, it is the first science fiction book ever written. And since I love the science fiction genre, I am pretty glad that Mary Shelley decided to write the first science fiction book. Number 4, Link's Awakening. The saddest book you've ever read, that is by far Salt of the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. It's a historical fiction that takes place during World War II between Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia. The best place to be during that time. Please tell me you knew that was sarcasm. Each character is trying to survive and escape from the oncoming Soviet attack while also not getting killed by the Nazis who they are going in the direction of to escape the Soviets. It's tragic the whole time. I was with my poor babies. And the worst part is, like, you can say it's fiction because those individual characters aren't real, but the overall tragedy the story is based on, 100% true, and there are probably people with very similar stories, making it even more depressing. Number 5, Ocarina of Time. A book where the main character matures. I'm picking a series because don't tell me what to do. So the series I'm picking is the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter. This series starts with Firestar, who is a house cat escaping and then going to join Thunder Clan, which is a warrior group of cats in the forest. And he starts out as an apprentice, and the series chronicles his journey from a house cat to when he finds his strength. Hardcore character development, probably some of the most character development I've seen, but also it was well done and felt natural. Number 6, Majora's Mask. A book where time is an important element. I'm picking the only time travel book I've ever read, which is Ruby Red by Kirsten Gier. Doesn't really need more explanation on why I picked it for this question, does it? Number 7, Oracle of Ages / Oracle of Seasons. This original question was an underappreciated duology you've read. However, I can't think of a single duology I've ever read in my life. So instead, since the two Oracle games, you can play them separately, or you could have a code to connect them, which adds another boss and some secrets to the story. I decided to change the question to two characters that are great by themselves, but even better together. My answer for this was Isme and Gabrielle Duval from Brave Mercy. I really enjoy the characters as individuals, but their dynamic and interactions is what really gets me into the story and is really well done. Number 8, Wind Waker. A book of revolving around the sea in some way. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. I bet you could guess why. If you can't guess, I don't think there's any helping you now. Number 9, Four Swords. Book or series with the best fandoms. I don't really get deep into fandoms. I like things and I discuss it with people I know who also like it, but I don't like go out of my way on the internet to find them. I'm gonna pick a book series where I felt like I had people who also read the book and we had awesome discussions and we really got into it. And that by far is the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter. I know I'm reusing this book, but whatever. Me, my sister, and 2 of my cousins and some of my friends all read this series and we were really into it. I realized recently that the fact that they were cats let the authors get away with getting so much stuff that would not normally be allowed in a middle grade book. It's like, oh, they have affairs all the time and brutally kill each other? That's not child appropriate. Wait, they're cats. They're not. Oh, okay, then it's fine. Children are so into cats brutally murdering each other and having affairs and getting pregnant out of wedlock. Number 10. A book that reminds you of being little. I am picking the classic Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I remember, I think it was 2nd grade, my teacher actually made us green eggs and ham and we ate it for Dr. Seuss Day. It was amazing. I was like, dang, Sam I am, you were right. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if they could do that nowadays because of all the rules about giving children food in school. What a bummer. Number 11, Twilight Princess. A book with dark themes. I've read quite a bit of books with very dark content of people getting murdered and stuff, but I have to say, Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco has the darkest atmosphere I've ever read. Yes, obviously dark events happen. It's about Jack the Ripper, a serial killer who murdered and mutilated prostitutes. That's pretty dark content if you couldn't tell. However, I have read books with equally dark content and other dark content sprinkled in. So I could say those books were worse. However, this book had a very dark and looming atmosphere the whole time, which I have not experienced in other books I read. Number 12, Phantom Hourglass. A book where everything is not what it seems. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. This book is written in a way that's almost puzzle-like. You get information from different areas and different characters, and you try to piece it together to get a full picture of what exactly is happening. And you don't quite know until near the end. Number 13, Spirit Tracks. A book where the characters do a lot of traveling. A Torch Against the Night by Sabata here. This book has a lot of traveling and it's in a unique, cool world that I've not seen before, and I really enjoyed it. Number 14, Skyward Sword. A book that was difficult to get through. Now, I didn't find Skyward Sword hard to get through. I know some other people had trouble playing the game. I personally didn't. But for a book I did have trouble getting through was A Lesson Before Dying by Ernest J. Gaines. I read this in 9th grade. It was the first novel I ever had to read over the summer for a class. And it was very slow and kind of boring. Sorry if it's your favorite book, and the fact there was an assignment made me even more resistant to reading it. Number 15, A Link Between Worlds. The question for this one was your favorite spin-off series. Now, I don't think I've ever read a book that was a spin-off series, and even if I had, I usually don't like them. So I changed it to your favorite retelling, because I actually have read those. So my favorite retelling is Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. It is a retelling of the Grimm fairy tale Goose Girl. Hard to guess, I know. I actually hadn't heard the original fairy tale before reading the book, I really enjoyed how the book felt like a Grimm's fairy tale, which was really cool. Number 16, Hyrule Warriors. So I took the original question for this game and switched it to the last one I'm going to do in this video because this tag is a lot older and Hyrule Warriors had not come out when this tag was made. So I changed this question, and since Hyrule Warriors is kind of a hack and slash action fighting Zelda spin-off game, my question I changed it to was a book with a great warriors slash fight scenes. So for this, I picked the Underland Chronicles by Susan Collins. So this book kind of takes place underneath New York. A kid from New York ends up falling down a hole and discovering the Underland. This book is very action-packed. The fight scenes are really well written. I enjoyed it, which to be honest, I know Susan Collins is really well known for the Hunger Games, but when I first read them both, I actually preferred this series. Number 17, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D. A book that got an awesome cover change. So this is very easy for me to pick. So I'll just show the original Throne of Glass cover. And then let's take a look at the new badass Throne of Glass cover. So yeah, it's definitely improvement. I don't really care for photographs of people, but if it's art drawn, then I like it. And also the first one, Barbie Princess. Second one, Badass Warrior. Though to be completely honest, first cover in some ways is more accurate in how the character looks. Because in the second one, she has like white hair, which there is a character with white hair, but not that one. So in some ways, the first one might be slightly more accurate, but the second one is cooler. Number 18, The Piece of Resistance, Breath of the Wild. Your most anticipated upcoming release. So for this, I will pick the third book in An Ember in the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir. It does not have a name yet, and it doesn't come out till 2018, but it is the only series I am caught off enough on to even be waiting for a book. And I really like this series, so I am actually very much anticipating this book. So that was all the questions. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I will be able to get Breath of the Wild soon. Probably not, because I don't have a TV at college, so I won't be able to play it till the summer. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you will get this game soon. Later!